Hi guys, today I am going to do one of the little Starbucks cups. So I've already got my mixture of epoxy made, and this is 10 mLs, 5 mLs of each side part A and part B. I'm not going to use the whole thing on this cup, and it has been mixing for about 10 minutes. You want to get it to where it's mixed up for quite a bit, maybe 10 minutes, so it can start to harden. What I'm going to do is pour about what I think I need for my cup in this one, because I'm not going to use all the 10 ums. Usually it's about 5 to 6 that you need. So I don't want to waste all this extra epoxy, so I'm just going to put the leftover epoxy in this, and also in one of my molds. I'm going to make a flower mold, so I'm going to put it, I'm making a sunflower, so this one has the brown in the middle already. I'm just going to add the yellow to it so it can, so once I get my epoxy mixed in there, I get the color that I want to use for my coffee, and this one is called Light Mocha, and it's by Apple Barrel. It turned out to be a pretty good color. All I'm going to do is the body right now, and I'm just going to pour in my light mocha, and then I'm going to mix. This is where you can, when you mix, you can actually add in glitter if you want, a little bit of glitter, or ice. This one is just going to be plain epoxy with paint, and then on the top I'm going to do the little white foam, but that little white thing I'll probably do on another video, because I haven't I have to wait for it to set before I do it. So I think I'm happy with this color. If you aren't happy with the color and you want it a little lighter, you can add some white. If you want it darker, you can put a little bit of your alcohol ink in there. But I think that I don't want it to be, I could try just a little drop, just so it doesn't look so, because it does look a little bit pink. So I'm going to go ahead and try to add a little alcohol in, just to darken it slightly. It's not going to make a big difference unless you add a lot. So I'm just going to stir and stir until I start to see that my epoxy is getting, gets gummy. You just keep stirring until it starts to get pretty gummy, and you want it to be at the point where it's gummy and you can pour it in there. And one of the samples that I've made of these keychains, this one, it has a little elephant with sunflowers, and then it's got little lemons on top. And this one is the lemonade. I was trying to find the one I made that had Starbucks on it with the brown coffee, but I can't find it. So as you can see, it's starting to get a little thicker. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in now. And that's really all we have to do to these, is you pour it in. Hopefully you mixed enough. If you didn't mix enough and you still made extra, you can just go right ahead and mix some more up. You can fill it to where you feel that you want it to be. If you want it to be fuller, go right ahead and mix some more up. This was about half of my mixture, which I had mixed 10. You could probably do, 8 or 9 is going to be good for each cup. I've done them, but I just never measure how much it is, because I always mix extra, because I want to do something else with the epoxy anyway. So what I do is, like, I see that I probably could use a little bit more in there to fill the very top. So you can kind of go around, or you can buy Model Magic, which is made by Crayola, and it's you can get it at Walmart or anywhere like that, Michael's, anywhere that sells crafts. So once it's done, you're just gonna swirl it around, and you see how I just coated that side part. Just go ahead and coat your edges coat it to where you want it, and then let it sit. And if you see that it's dripping, you can come back and coat it until it starts to mix a little better, or until it starts to finally stay in place. Because epoxy will sooner or later stop moving. You just want to swirl it. In this video, if you have any questions, just question below, ask in the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel so I can get more viewers. So once I do that, I'm done. I'm okay with that. I just leave that alone. And I had all this left over, so I'm going to go ahead and mix, put some in here in my sunflower mold. And just fill the sunflower mold up. And since it is clear, but I'm going to move some over to the other molds right now. What I'm going to do is add some yellow paint to my epoxy. Yellow alcohol. This is sunshine yellow. So I'm just going to go ahead and whatever I have left over here, I'm going to go ahead and mix it with some more paint and fill up my cup. This does get really sticky. You can get to a point that you just don't like messing with this kind of stuff. So I do see that my edges are looking really thin, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more here. I wound up not doing the tops to my foam grips. I'll do that with some new epoxy because I didn't like how thick this epoxy was. If your epoxy gets too thick, it's hard to do the tops on these foam grips, so it's better just to have a new mixture. So you're just going to let that sit, and you'll after it sits and dries, then you put your white, we call it Whipple, and it's like the whipped cream. And you can use, like I said, use white caulk, you can use Model Magic, and you can also order some. There's some groups that order it, and you can buy it. I don't have any in stock right now. I used to have some that I was selling, but right now I don't. But if you want to visit my Facebook page and see my other crafts, it's Silly, SYLLI Designs Studio on Facebook. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.